Good evening and welcome to the end of week review for this week. And this week we just finished up week 22 of quarter 2. One quarter we have 13 trading week. But something special about this week, because this week here in the US we have a Monday off. That is Memorial Day. So that's reason why I only have 4 trading days this week. And another special about this week, we have kind of low impact to medium impact news, which is the FOMC meeting. Minutes, right? I think early this week not this week but this month we have FOMC meeting. It took place in the first or second week of May, June 6 or 7, right? 2 weeks later. So right here 6 and 7, so it's the second week of May, and 2 weeks later, 1-2, they released the meeting minutes. So we see some movement around there. And then quite interesting, we have the GDP data release on Thursday. Right, today is Friday, so the day before, so it's yesterday at 8:30. We see a very good pattern at 8:30. When we look back, we didn't trade at that moment. By the way, this week we very busy with our live work, so we don't trade much. And also we did do one trade and we blow up our account right away for May, because we sign up for the challenge at Top Step, and every month we get the recess account, so we go with subscription, and we blow our account on Tuesday or Wednesday. We will go to detail later. But hey, it happened, so should be happy, because you know why? Because failure or misfortune is a blessing in disguise. And also we have embraced the struggle, because the struggle is part of the process. In order to become a profit consistent trader, we have to go through the struggle. We have to go through the failure and loss. So we have to be comfortable with our failure and loss, and we completely detach our emotion from that. Then we are on the right direction. When we look back maybe 3 years from now, 5 years from now, we can see how beautiful it is to go through struggle, and we can see that day by day we're getting better, right? We remember the first time we blow up our account, it take us forever to recover, but now it's like nothing bothers. So that is a improvement right away, right there. So that is a word of wisdom that we learn from our failure and struggle right there. But the bottom line is that struggle is part of the process. It will be the road that leads us to success. That says we should not worry or feel discouraged or along that line right there. But anyway, so this week is we are in week 22 right there. Next week we're gonna have we will have a earning, right? this week actually earlier the week we see the learning, not the learning, but it's that the Nvidia earning come out. But yeah, one of the very interesting this week that there is some court, international trade court in New York. They stop the tariffs from this administration, and that is the market. If you go to the so this come out around, that's new, come out in the evening around May 28th, so it's really jump high right there. But and then when it goes to the trading section, I mean, not really. In the London section, it starts show up already. So the 28, so March 28, so it late in the evening of the Wednesday of this week, so 28 right there, and we see that I think yes, 28. Is that right? Yes, so we blow up our coverage here. I think when it released the meeting minutes somehow, but we could not blame ourselves neither, because right here we pressed the wrong bottom right here instead of buy. Right, so we do buy, so we mess up right here. But it's okay, still lesson for it right there. But one thing that we learned that we kind of do 4 more trade right here, because look in the lab we see that this move right there, so that's the double not finished yet, so we should be patient right here. Let first break, and then the best entry is around right at 15s right there. But for this week, if we look on the daily time frame, here's the daily time frame. And we don't have much setup this week, to be honest. Last week we do. Last week we see the Monday and Tuesday setup right there. You see that? It's break, touch from up, and the huge expansion or reverse right there on Wednesday. It's good right there on Wednesday. But for this week, because for trading day, so it's a little bit hard to trade this week. But look at Monday, it's huge. You see right here, the level right there, right? It breaks that from below, and right here, the Monday, it really reversed right there. And then we see the test from below, above right there. Somehow on Thursday, it did not break the level. And on Friday, it tested the level again. It break and then it reversed. You see, it rate. You see it right there, sell solid right there. See that is right here. And we have a giant Euro swing. In this case, is happened at a noon time at 12:15 right there. So it's swing in rate completely below of prior today, which is Tuesday and Thursday. Then it's after the Euro swing and it reversed. You can see that a little bit right here. Right, it breaks, take from below and reverse right there. So we have a reason to go along. You see that break, touch from below and reverse right there. But right here we also see this candle right here, it kind of it did not sweep the perfect condition will be this candle with the liquidity, the low of this one will be perfect if you do like this. Yeah, but you don't want to see that neither because too much test from above. But we can see the pattern right here, right? Break, test from below, and reverse. The reverse happened at exactly 1 p.m. Let's do a quick review on our, bread and butter or our pattern right here. So we call it 4 breakout, reversal, type 1 and type 2 right there. So the pattern that we just talked in Wednesday, not Wednesday, which is today, Friday, it fall into type 2 right here, right? Actually type 1, breaks, test from below, and then reverse, which is this one. This one will be better if it is very solid candle. I want it to be a very solid candle, but in this case it's not so solid, but it's okay. Yeah, you want it to be completely solid right there. We have it here very solid right there, and then the tap from below really rate the low or the sell-side liquidity. That'll be perfect. Test from below and then reverse. But hey, it not always give us a perfect or A+ setup in this case. So we have to take what markets present to us, I guess. So you can see that right there. The break is not nearly perfect. We want the break really perfect. But here's the deviation. If the break not completely a solid, then the test from below have a long wick at the bottom, and it does not have to rate the sell side. So that's another scenario right there. So the perfect condition is we want the break is completely solid, and the test from below is rate this candle low, but it's not really long. Then another scenario right here is so perfect that the break have a very long wick below right there. Then the test from below don't have to be perfect like this. It can be deviate that like this one, can give a very good setup also. So we don't have to shy away from this setup, right? It's still very good setup right there, and it fit into it rate the liquidity of the last or the prior of today right there. This one is the Thursday and the Wednesday. The Wednesday right there, it rate the liquidity of both of them. Whenever it sweep those liquidity, then get ready for a reverse. And from our observation, we see that the type 1, which is the reversal we saw, it is happened on reversal, and the type 2 is curve happened in the retracement, which is a continuation. So that's another observation that we see. So in this case, it's the reversal. It's not gonna be a retracement. In this case, that's no retracement, it's reversal. Because the downtrend, the first leg, look at that, how perfect. Wow, look at that, you see that? Oh yeah, see right here, it's all set up for sell-side liquidity sweep right now. Boom, it rate all a lot of liquidity and boom, it reversed. Especially it's the Friday, so it's gonna go and look at the open at 18 and give you another perfect setup right there. So it moved back to this error. You know, some people call it a demand or supply right there, or some people call it Magnus. You know, basically it's a range right there where the price gonna fight way back to that area. So in this case, it's a long setup right here, reversal, then it go back to that equilibrium right there. Yeah, in this case, the error right here maybe is a demand, right? And when it go up here, you're gonna sell off. But right here, it's so beautiful setup. We didn't know it until we look at this moment itself. Right there. Okay, that's for today. But early today we take a screenshot around 6, almost 7, right? 7 Eastern time right there. So basically we see that, alright, so it's level right there, breaks touch from below and reverse. If we want to see the reverse, it should be happened yesterday, but it did not happen. So, well, then it could have been happen today, right? Touch from below twice. So break, touch from below twice. That is the type 2. Right here, breaks, touch from above and reverse. Oh yeah, so that can give an idea that may not reverse. You know why? Because this is a down close candle. It could be sometimes it's down close or up close. So that's what we're thinking. We think maybe it break. And it did, right? It did today, that level. Yes. It did, and then it surprised. It's surprised that it reversed back. Okay, so right here. Okay, where's our swing side right here? So we see that it's gonna go to that level, and in the chart we can see that it break that level at 12.15 real hard, and at 12.15 we thought that it's gonna be break the level. You see that at 12.15, but somehow it reversed back. That's amazing. So if someone try to chase right here, you got big trouble, because it's reversed back on you right away right there. So the theme for today is Euro swing at 12.15 right there. It sweep, it make a neck, second leg down right there, and then it reversed. And you see that the huge liquidity area here, That's the reason why this move is so big and so fast. Yeah, let's look at the recording to see what really happened. See what really happened at the 12:50. Alright, so yeah, let's rewind the tape a little bit right there. Want to see how? Oh no, got more. You see that? Boom. Yeah, we look at this candle. What tells us that it tests from below, and this guy is not right. You have not right the low of this candle. So that means the down move is not finished. You see, you mark that. You see that is it will make a second leg down. So right here at 12, just 3 minutes into it break the key level right there. Let's move a bit faster. See that? Wow, so you see that? So 12:30 right there. Let's move. Boom. So 2 minutes. And then yeah, it was right back. Let's see when it finished at 12:30. Yeah, it's 12:30 right there. So it's break the level. Yeah, if you look at the candle, we see that, you see that? That is the signal for the short right here. Let's do copy this one. So right here we can see something very interesting right here. We see that this pattern every day, every time is, so basically you see that it break, test from below, break and reverse. Very well. Test from below, break and reverse. That's type 2. Let's move this out a bit so we can see. That's a type 2 right there. You see the type 2? That's 590250. Let's move it a little bit. 590250. So it's a type 2 right here. Test from below, break and reverse. There's no business for it to go back to the level. Only go back in order to, reverse right there. In this case, it's a continuation. It's making the next leg down, second leg down. It's the first leg down, and here's the whole thing right here. So from 8:15 to 12 o'clock, about 4 hours, just try to manipulate or engineer liquidity, and then boom, it ripped all that, sweep all that liquidity at 12:15 right there. And you see how they do that? This is the marker. This candle is the marker right there. After a expansion, then this is the candle after expansion, we call that right there. It gives you the clue. The whole thing is just right here, it's just be liquidity around this level. And the last move, you see that? Test from below, break and reverse. That is the type 2 we're talking right here. It's so interesting. You see trade 2 right there, and it's a continuation. Beautiful right there. And happen in retracement. So the whole idea right here is just a retracement. First leg down, this is a retracement, and then boom, next leg down. So it's so beautiful. Yes, and you see the liquidity right here, engineer right, make a high, and they all test from above. And the key level right here, boom. Man, you couldn't ask for a better setup than that. Yeah, let's take this. Oh, yeah, we hit the wrong one. So let's take this screenshot and do some write-up on it. This. You cannot ask a better setup than this one. Yeah, I wonder if we put right here, it will be too much. Maybe not. Yeah, let's do that right now. So that is a beautiful setup for today. It's Friday, but we thought that maybe Friday we don't have much setup. We did anticipate that liquidity sweep. Look at the screenshot we took. Okay, so this morning when we took the screenshot, 6:59, so it's almost 7 Eastern time right there. So we see that the whole time right there, you see the London is also overlapped in the PM, prior day PM. So we know that if we have a Euro swing, we anticipate US Euro swing at 9:30. That's the term from ITC. It will boom, reverse. But it did happen, but it not exactly at 9:30. You see that? It do at 8. It's not at 9:30. So if we see a liquidity sweep before 9:30, then wait for the liquidity build up, and boom, look for Euro swing right here, and then reverse. That is exactly happened. It did not happen at 9:30, right? At 9:30, you see right straight here. The 9:30 right here, and Euro swing come in the form of second leg down, which is a continuation right there. Yep. Alright, so we go back to our right up right here. Yeah, let's give some timestamp right here. Timestamp. Give it a time. 11:30. Wow, what a time. So this one is noon. 50 minutes after noon. And you look at the 18 hour right there. And right here is the 9:30 right here. Okay. So this one is 9:30. Yeah, this one 9:30. We wonder what happened at 8 o'clock. Yeah. 8 o'clock today. 8:30. There's some new. Oh, maybe right here 8:30. But that's before the 8. There's some personal income and yeah, we don't know what happened at 8, but it really it really sell off right there. Look at the at 8 29. Oh yeah, so yeah, we already passed, so they don't give us the time before. Yeah, let try back and see what happened at 8. That it make a giant move expansion right there. Yeah, we don't have anything at 8 in Lambo. Oh, yeah, something around here. Oh no, anything could happen. We don't have any. We just speculate right there. But anyway, it's a setup. The chart tell you everything, so you don't have to worry about the news. But it's a beautiful setup. Just so beautiful, black and white, beautiful picture. That's exactly happened. And we observe this is the type 2, right? A continuation right here. So basically, at here, we have the setup. Oh, did we just right here? We need to do something right here. So basically, you have yes. So this one is touch from below, break, and then the reverse. This one, the reverse. Basically, we have 3 steps. First, you have test from below. TFB, that's short for test from below. Try to make it look right here. A little bit brighter. So test from below, that's the first step. And then second step, you have is break it. And then the step number 3, which is the key one, the expansion that we try to catch, which is reverse. A reverse in this case is mean it reverse the move of the second move. It does not mean that it reverses the overall short-term trend. In this case, the overall short-term trend is the downtrend. It is the first leg down, and the whole thing right here, 2 hour or 4 hour, it's just a retracement, and then boom, it make the next leg down. So the revert in this sense, it not mean real reversal. So that's a little bit new on there. We have to make it take effort a while to see the very dedicated different right there. So this one we have in this case we have beautiful setup right here. We have a 4 breakout reversal. Yeah, reversal in this trend, in this yeah, 4 breakout. Maybe we remove the reversal, we will be much easier, less confused. So it's a 4 breakout type 2, right? 4 breakout type 2. It's because we thought they're gonna break out the level right there, but it did not. It's just a 4 breakout. Yeah, it's 4 breakout type 2. It happened at 12:15, and you can see that you can classify as a Euro swing right there. It's Euro swing at 12:15, because similar to the ACT Euro swing at 9:30, it make swing swiftly query. Yeah, we used to call it reversal, 4 breakout reversal, but now we remove reversal to make it less confusing with the reversal down here. This is just a continuation, right? 4 breakout continuation. Yeah, in this case, you have 3 steps. Yeah, test. This one is short, right? It's test short setups. It's test from below, and then you have break it, and then you have reverse from the step number 2. So basically, note that you see we have a note right here. You see that the type 2 is continuation, type 1 is reversal. So we have a reversal right here in the contact of a continuation. Yeah. So yeah, let's remove the reversal for now, so it will be less, confusion. So note that is a continuation, right? With second leg down. There's a second leg down right there, so it's a continuation. It's not a reversal. But right here, you have reversal right here, which is a type. You have type 1 reversal, break, type 1 reversal, right there. Yeah, all on the same picture here. But we don't want to overload, to do one by one for now. Yes. Okay, let's save this one. Alright, we just saved that one, and now we do this one. The reversal. This one is a reversal. This one is a 4 breakout, but it's continuation. But in this one, it's a 4 breakout, but it's a reversal. That is the beauty right there. So the time for this one is exactly at 1 p.m. Yeah, let's remove this for now. Another thing we can see that if we apply the knowledge of the candle rank theory, we can see that also play very nice right here. So it's a breakdown of this range, and then test from below. It's gonna reverse at the low of this candle right there. the lower range of this candle. So the low of this one is 58.7650. $76.50, $6.50. You see right there. Break, test from below twice, right? You almost test and then boom, reverse. But we can catch it. We can have a better entry down here also. This is candle range also. So break that candle range. You see that? Break this low of the candle. What's the low of this one? The low of this candle is 58.6750. 67.50. Yep. All right, let's take this screenshot and do a write-up for this. Make sure that it will be into our brain, so our brain can build a pattern recognition. So basically you have the first step right here, right? Break, and then you have second step right here, touch from below, and then you have a third step is reversal, which is a type 1 right here. Type 1 is mainly for reversal. Break, touch from below, reverse. Break, touch from below, reverse right there. So trading is a creation, right? You have to be creative to come up with your own pattern, you know. And here's our creation right here. We come with our own idea right there. So it's break. That's the first step. The second one is test from below. Okay, for long setup, you want to test from below right here, from below. And then you have a reverse. So in this case, the reverse is fixed in both. Reverse again the step number 1, but also reverse from the whole overall short-term trend right here, which is the downtrend. Now it reversed. So that's different right there. For the other, for the setup right here, we do analyze before the reverse right here. It just reversed from the second step. However, it's the continuation of the overall trend. So that's a different one right there. You may have to go over a couple of times before you get that concept. It takes us for a while. It takes us like a year to understand this. So, but after you understand, then when you go into real trading, take practice, it will take a while. We still struggle. We find out this setup. We recognize it, but we still, when we in the practice, we still struggle. As a matter of fact, we just blow out of our account. So it is slowly process. We will get there. So right here, we say that is a full breakout type 1 at at this level, right? But we identify the time. We go with the time. We used to give two level, two details, the price and the time. But now we kind of good at this, so we just go with the time for now. So you have break. Second, you have a touch from below, and then you have a reverse. Note that it is a reversal. Which is the other one is just a continuation. This one is a reversal. It's a real reversal right there. So it's a trend and right. The other one is trend continuation. The type 2 that gives a reversal, which end of a trend right there. All right, let's save it up. All right, we just saved it up. So you could ask for better setup right this. First leg, and here's the retracement. Boom, second leg down, and then reverse. Second leg down, sweep all the liquidity from the last 2 days right there. And then boom, it reversed at the PM right there. The time, the liquidity, everything is lined up in this setup so beautifully. Well, for this Friday, today, we have two beautiful ones set up. Back to back right there is the short setup, and then boom, you have a long setup. So beautiful. If we can do it in the real time, we really become a master right there. And we know we can do it. And we know a lot of people do this. It's just that we have to get there. The more struggle, the better we're gonna become, for sure. So the theme for this week is Friday. We have two set up. It's Euro swing at 12:15. Oh yeah, on Wednesday this week, 28, we have a beautiful one set up. It's a Euro swing. Wednesday, it is Thursday. Usually we. Yes, the usually at 9:30 over here. Let's do a deep dive on this, and then we wrap up right here. We do put the note that Wednesday we do have a Euro swing. See that? Euro swing right here is with the liquidity from the prior day, and then boom, it sell off right away. That's a typical Euro swing that ICC talking about at 9:30. The key level is right here also. If we look at if we look at the daily, let's go with the one that we take the screenshot on Wednesday before the market, before the 9:30 open. We see. So here's what we have. We take the screenshot. Our practice that we take screenshot before the market open at 9:30. In this case, we take this at what time? 6:50. So we see right there. We see that the level we mark right there, right, is the range right there. So now we see the euro swing happen when it break the high of this candle at the level of that also. It tests that level up there. That where the euro swing happened in the low time frame, which is right there. That's the level and this is the high of the Friday. So they're very close. And euro swing take both liquidity with that boom and then it reverse. That's the euro swing at 9:30 we're talking about. So this week we have two beautiful setup. Today Friday and on Wednesday we have a setup of the euro swing. Let's do a write up on this. So the write up right here is a euro swing at 9:30. Yeah, we have to combine this with high time frame, the daily, so we can see it. But that's is a good practice right there. Here's the screenshot that we take right after the market close on Wednesday. We identify right there. Boom, that is the euro swing. Sweep and then boom is reverse. Yeah, pay attention to the open range, the 18, there is a open range right there also. Give us another data point right there for to reference. Yep, so you can see that just right there. And here you can see that 1, 2, 3, they call it 3 Indian setup right there. Basically it's great. The liquidity twice, right, or 3 times. 1, 2, 3, boom, reverse. Okay, so let's do a write up for this, and then we can get out of here. So right here is a euro swing, but let's see if we can see that it give us some any. Yeah, if we look at the candle, you can see some right there. You see that? So break, reverse, break, and then reverse. Yeah, it not maybe exactly the framework that we are set up right here. It not play into this two of reversal. Let's look a little bit deeper to see if we see anything that give us maybe this one or this one. Yeah, but it's no test, so it's a deviation right there. How about this level? Yeah, take from break, reverse. Yeah, we don't see any significant relevant to our framework, so we just go with the euro swing. That's it. Go. This setup is this euro swing at 9:30. Yeah, euro swing 9:30. Yep. Yeah, you can see that 1, 2, 3 right there. let's put some right up right here. It is Judah swing at 9:30, and it happened on Wednesday. So that's something like that, because normally on the midweek, that's where we see the move we're gonna make. So the Tuesday is just a setup for Wednesday to rip liquidity, and then boom, it ripped liquidity. Okay, Judah swing at 9:30. What I want to say right here, yeah, we can see that it's they have a term for that, 3 Indian, or we forgot we would have a term for us. We did read the book or technical analysis. The guy calls 3 Indian, but another people call it a different name, but the same idea. Yeah, it's a Judah swing. If we figure anything else, just May 28, Wednesday. Yeah, Judah swing. It's basically Friday, all the sell side, not buy side equity sweep right there, and then you have, some people call it 3 Indian formation. I have another name for that, but that's the name that come into our mind right now. If we come up anything, we can add later. Yeah, let's just for now, try not to big on a dash horse. Okay, let's save this one. Alright, we save it. It's US swing. Alright, let's see if we have any setup on Tuesday. Remember, we have a day off on Monday. So here's our Tuesday, 27. And you see that it opened at 9:30, right around of the open range, 18 right there, 18 hour. So right here we can see something right here. I think we do have a setup right here, at least for this case. Yeah, you can see that's right here. Let's mark this level. Let's see how it's played out. And in this case, let's make it a dot line instead of a solid line. 58.86. 86. So basically you have a test. Yeah, it's a little bit stretched right here. How about this one? Break reverse right way. Maybe we have right here. Let's move it to the level. It makes more sense now. So the low of this one is 88.25. 8825. So basically you test from below, break, and reverse. But this way you have break, test from below twice, and reverse. Yeah, so we have a setup right here. Let's take 6 screenshots. So at least this week we have 4 beautiful trades right there. In theory, right? You go into practice, then that's a different story. So you have break, that's the first step. Yeah, exactly. You have a test from below. In this case, you have twice, and then you have a reverse. And remember, this is type 2, and because it's type 1, and the type 1 is a reversal right here, a reverse. Yeah. Or if you look right here, it's the first leg, and you can call that this a retracement, right? Let's see, you see any type 2 in here? No, it's not in here. Okay, let's go with this one, and we wrap up. Promise you, we wrap up this one. So you have break it. Oh, it's type 2? No, type 1. Type 1 is break first. Yeah. Break. And then you have a test from below. In this case, we are talking about twice. Test from below. In this case, twice. 2 times. Yeah, whenever you have a more than 2 times, then the reversal gonna be a explosion. Yep. Oh, we need to put a time right here. Alright, we just filling our write up for this, so we give it a time frame right here, 8:30, and then 9:30, and then 10 is the reverse move right there. In this case, is a reversal type 1, but it's not clear like it's a reversal or it's a finish of a retracement. Okay, if you look at this, it is the first leg, it's a retracement and next leg up. So it may not be a reversal of a reversal, but it's just a reversal of a retracement. Anyhow, we are up here, we got up here. We're always grateful for this opportunity. Thank you for your time and interest. We do what we love, then just as coming our way. Day by day, little by little, we're getting better and better. Have a great night, and see you next week. Bye for now.